Hi YouTube, Losing Louie here. I've had a couple questions lately about my investing philosophy and how and when I sell. So I thought I would take a minute and go back through my philosophy. I've done over 100 videos, been at this for a while now, and I'm pretty happy with the results. And so I thought it'd be a good time for me to do a recap of the Losing Louie philosophy on precious metals collecting. So I'm just going to flip some screens of some of my past videos as I talk, so you'll have something to look at. There's no unboxing here, and if you've heard it all before, feel free to move on to the next video. But here it goes. How and why I stack, and how I maximize the value of my stack. Okay, first of all, I think that people should work hard. They should make the most out of themselves they possibly can. They should save their money and have fun, living your life. But as you do that, you'll want to invest along the way. And investing in precious metals makes the most sense to me because diversification is really key in life. If you have all your eggs in one basket, you definitely are at greater risk of losing everything. Now, I think you've heard me say before that I believe that there is going to be a reset of the dollar. I believe that the government is stealing our money, that by devaluing the dollar, they basically ensure that we keep less and less of the money we've earned over time. And it really ticks me off. I was born with nothing and earned everything I have, and I plan to leave something to my kids. And if the government wants to debase the currency to a point where it's worth nothing, then I plan to move a substantial part of my assets into things that cannot be debased or stolen or given to somebody else. In Weimar, Germany, some of you may have heard this before, but there was hyperinflation when they had printed too much money. And every day it cost more and more for a loaf of bread. And the farmers and the bakers would go to the market with their loaf of bread. And they'd get paid in larger and larger quantities of bills until at one point a day's wages for selling loaves of bread would fill an entire wheelbarrow full of with paper money, and they would then take that money to the bank and deposit it. Well, at the very end of this hyperinflation, on the way to the bank, the baker would be knocked in the head, the money would be spilled on the ground, and the wheelbarrow would be stolen because it actually had real value where paper money in the end can have none. I'm not saying that that is going to happen in America, but I do believe that you should protect by putting a percentage of your assets into real assets. Precious metals for me is less than 10% of my holdings, but I think it's an important 10%. This is a hobby for me, and I do it and I try to make it fun with a pinch of spice. I don't mind taking risk for greater returns, but keep in mind, it's not all of my money. My stack, again, is just a small part of my assets. If you're not having fun doing this, then don't do it. I've tried to study in the past what has produced better returns and emulate that. And I've been watching videos for some time on YouTube, and there are some people that you really want to follow that you can learn from. Independent thinkers that will steer you in a correct direction. Among these are Silver Siren, Mr. Vegeta, Still Keeping One. These are people that have a level head and know what a real deal is, and they won't necessarily tell you to do something or not to do something, but just to keep your wits about you and look for opportunities. don't be afraid to stay in the precious metals market. There, I believe in averaging, and I have been doing that. I believe the same thing in the stock market, that you dollar cost average and you stay in. Those people I've known that have tried to time markets usually have wound up sitting out the most major parts of the moves. And in the case of precious metals, if there is a reset of the currency, how are you going to feel if you are out of the market when it happens? You know, it's not necessarily what is the return on your money, but sometimes it's the return of your money. And precious metals gives you that guarantee, as do all real assets, that you'll have something if the dollar becomes worth less or a lot less. Stacking is not just completely for return on investment. I watch all the videos I can. I subscribe to anyone on YouTube that makes videos about precious metals. If you don't make videos about precious metals, then I probably don't subscribe to you, because I care less about cute puppy dogs than I do about precious metals. And what I will do is I will queue up all of my subscribers for my ride into work or when I have a moment, and just go through your videos. So I do try to watch them all, and I learn a tremendous amount from everybody. We all have something to learn from everyone else. You know, frankly, I'm wrong a lot. And most of us are wrong a lot. And I think we have to be able to say that before we can move forward. I think I'm doing more things right than I am wrong. I think I'm earlier on a move, more than I'm late on a move. But I learn from all you guys, and I really enjoy it. And I also want to help teach the new people that are into this. I really don't like watching YouTube videos of people who have lost large amounts of money in the decline in precious metals. I think when that happens, I think that they've employed a pure silver bullion stacking methodology, and I just don't believe in that. Although there is bullion in my stack, I really want metals that have a floor under them. You know, if you don't buy right, you can't sell right. And you can use the profits to reinvest in more bullion if that's really what you want to have. Once you've made a profit, if you've bought 3 coins and sold 2, and you have the profit to keep the third one free and clear, then who cares what happens after that? It's free for you. So how I work. You know, it's everything that I buy, with the exception of my first set of Morgans, which have sentimental value for me, is for sale. All right? It's not literally for sale, it's figuratively for sale. When the premiums or the profits on a particular piece of metal, usually silver, I don't sell much gold, is up by 30%, I strongly consider selling it. The proceeds from that will go to my next purchase, and hopefully my next purchase will be a smart purchase, and the proceeds from that can go to the purchase after that. Sometimes I buy things that are more like a fine wine and require a year or 2 of aging before they can go up. It's kind of like a long-term hold on a stock. Now, if you don't want to sell, you know, you don't want to flip, I totally get that, but that makes it even more important that you buy the right precious metals, because you're getting married to them, and you don't have an opportunity to make a mistake. What are the right precious metals, in my opinion? They are lunars, kookaburras, select U.S. Mint coins, libertads, privies, and some proofs, the right proofs. Any bullion item that goes down significantly in value winds up becoming part of my stack. So I always have a stack. It's basically my inventory that's all potentially for sale. If it does go down, if I've bet incorrectly and it's worth less than I thought it would be less, okay, that becomes part of the bullion stack. But I don't start out wanting generic bullion or non-appreciating assets in my stack. And I have more of those than I would like, but, you know, not too many. Proofs that go down instead of up, high premium items, I really want to sell because that is just a failed speculation, and unless I'm in love with it, it's time to sell it. So if the dollar devalues tomorrow, whatever happens, I have a stack that includes precious metals. It is hopefully appreciating if I've made the right choices, but in any event, I still have a stack. I track the performance over time to check out my winners and my losers so I can keep track of what to sell and what not to sell. My preference is bullion over proofs, although I own a bunch of proofs because they're fun and sexy and they can go up really fast. But I always try to remember that high premium precious metals are the game of the greater fool, like the tulip mania of over 100 years ago. A beautiful proof coin is only worth what the next person is willing to pay for it. And intrinsically, an ounce of silver is 16 bucks, and perhaps there's a manufacturing value to that. But you get into $100, $200, $500, $1,000 silver coins. It is the game of the greater fool, and you don't want to be caught holding that hot potato. So my goal is not to stash away proofs, high value proofs, hoping for the greater fool down the road. My goal is to receive a reasonable premium after a reasonable period of time and put that back into the lowest premium bullion I can that has the highest potential for going up. I'd much rather buy a $20 coin that has potential to go to 40 than a $500 coin hoping it'll go to 1,000. So I don't believe in the long-term hold of premium precious metals. It's just not where I want to be. And if the shit does hit the fan, that stuff's not going to be worth anything. I mean, come on. You really want to be in the less expensive bullion items when people start trading silver for goods and services. I have also come to the conclusion that graded coins are not for me. Perhaps they are for you, but I think the person making the most money on graded coins is the grading company or the mint that's having them graded. I think it's rigged, and I really want to try to avoid it, although I own graded coins and there are some that I think I will make money on. But that's treacherous territory, and again, it's premium bullion that's being premium coins that are being turned into ultra premium coins, and my goal is to stay away from graded coins as much as possible. I'm moving more towards bullion, more away from proofs. So what I'll try to do, I'm approaching 300 subscribers. I appreciate everybody who is subscribed and the shout outs I've had. I've never had a coin contest, and I never will have a coin contest. What I'd like to do is provide information to you. I'm not a big buyer of precious metals. I don't go out and buy every deal I can. I do buy some, but as soon as I find a deal that I think is worthy of your time, attention, and money, I'll bring it to you, and you can buy some if you want. I won't tell you to buy anything that I haven't bought myself or wouldn't buy myself. So I'm trying to give you information, and I'm trying to be early on moves, because frankly, I don't want to know 2 months down the road that you got a great deal on a coin and you made a lot of money. What I want to know, and what I look for, is when can I find an opportunity, and can you alert me to something where I can make money today, when I can make a wise investment. And so that's what I'm trying to do. The very thing that I would like to have from the people I watch, that's what I'd like you to have. So I will continue to do that. I will try to tell you about trends before they happen. I'll try to give you alerts before it's time to buy. I don't want you to buy it second or third or fourth or 10 years from now. You want to be the first one to buy some of these items. Yes, there is some speculation in that. Yes, you can be wrong. I can even be stupid wrong in some cases. But I'd much rather be the first buyer of a coin than the last. So that is my deal. Hopefully these tips will help you. And if you want to watch, that's great. Maybe you'll make some money. I think we